right. Part two of my unfiltered opinion on the Dream SMP drama from the perspective of an OG fan. And I'm wearing the Tommyinnit hoodie that, I got when they literally first dropped, just so you guys can kind of see. I mean, if you don't know me, you're not like familiar with me at all, you'll at least see that I was at least a fan at one point. And honestly, there's still hope for being a fan once again. Tommy did kind of lose me in the last couple of years. I'm not gonna lie. I will get into why in this video, but we're gonna hear him out today. I'm gonna be very respectful, even with Tubbo. 2 hour video with Tubbo, I did my best to be as respectful as I could. I really, really do like these guys. I spent so much time watching them. So for me, being critical of them is me really, truly showing that I care. So that's part of the reason why I am so critical, and I was so critical of Tubbo yesterday. But today, we're going to check out Tommy's video. It's just called Dream. And I want to say that I love this era. Unfiltered opinion, being honest, I love this era of us just addressing people directly. I love it. This is what I've been waiting years for. Literally been waiting years. I have some things I want to say, and I'm so glad that we're ripping the band-aid off and we're all just coming out and we're being so mask off with how we feel, because I do think that this could potentially lead to a really, really great conversation. I have this hope in my heart that all the videos that I'm doing, the videos that Tommy's doing, the videos that all these creators are doing, that eventually this will come to a resolution call. And that is what I'm really, really hoping. That is what I have hope out for. When people are like, if people want to kill me in the comment section for coming at your favorite creator, I get it. But you need to understand that I'm only being honest with my opinion. I'm not trying to come off. I'm not just like saying some stuff to grift or to just like support one side just to support it. If I see something and I feel a type of way, I'ma say it. I'ma say it. And that goes for Dream too. If Dream does something that's seriously messed up that he needs to explain, I need to hear him explain his reasoning behind it. And I'm hoping that in his response to this Tommy video, he's going to give a better explanation for why he decided to retweet one of the dumbest memes I feel like I've ever seen, and really do one of the dumbest things he could possibly do this year.
Hello, this video is a message to Dream. If you've been off the internet the past couple days and haven't kept up, basically, if you're one of my subscribers, Dream has called you a slur. So deal with that how you want. Okay, now look, I have Dream blocked on everything and I intend to keep it that way. So Dream, hello mate, let's just dive right in, shall we? Let's talk about you calling all my fans the R slur.
Alright, so this part right here, I'm not going to blame Tommy only because he is young, and I feel like he's falling into the same thing that Tubbo fell into. This is a trap. It's a trap. First off, it's obvious that Dream was it was rage bait for him to tweet that out. I do think that he was trying to get the focus of y'all. I do think it was retaliatory, though. I do think he was retaliating to what I would call years of sabotage, of image sabotage, honestly. The whole thing with, and the allegations and him falling out with Quackity and everything, I'm not going to sit here and blame Tommy for that. I'm not going to blame Tubbo for that. But what Tommy does deserve blame for and criticism for is all the constant jokes and the alluding to Dream being a groomer still. With him, he doesn't even have to necessarily say Dream, but he does make obvious nods to Dream when he makes some of these jokes, and it's not good. It's not good. I don't find jokes about someone being into kids to be on the same level as being called an R word. I don't. And instead of him acknowledging that, hey, I might have provoked this response, instead of him acknowledging, like, hey, I've been kind of shitty towards this person who I used to call a friend, someone who I wrote the coattails of, someone who I was a part of their server, someone who I benefited greatly from. I was supporting them and I was in their corner. And then when the allegations dropped, I immediately turned my back on him. I looked at the evidence, and based on what I saw, I thought he was guilty. If there's a world where where Tommy fully believes that Dream is guilty, then you need to stick on that side and stay to it. You need to get on that side, bro. Get on that side. Just be honest and say his name. Over the last couple of years, just say his name. Say he's a groomer. I thought his truth video was bullshit. Say what parts of the truth video you thought were bullshit. Show examples. Refute his claims. Pull up the evidence. Show the evidence again. Let's review the evidence. What have you found that was part of the evidence that you made that makes you believe that he is guilty? Like, we need to see these things instead of just using him for cheap laughs and clicks, which is what you've been doing over the last 2 years, bro. I'm just being honest. I love you, Tommy, but I'm being real. That's what you've been doing.
Can't throw around the R slur, mate. You just can't.
And you can't throw around the G word, bro. And you can't throw around jokes around people being into kids.
My mum worked with adults with disabilities, and since I was 12, I volunteered with her. These are real, fucking amazing people who I think of like family.
Everything you're saying here is valid. It's valid. Okay? It's valid. If this offends you because of this particular thing, that makes sense. There's no, like, I don't have a problem with you being outraged about this. But I hope that there's a part of this video where you're coming clean. I hope there's a part of this video, which I'm starting to realize that this group of people, this Brighton side, the UK side, they believe they did nothing wrong. I'm starting to realize that. Because if in their world, in their head, they've already convinced themselves that Dream is guilty, then none of this, all this behavior is justifiable. Like, that's the thing. All this behavior is justifiable if in their head they believe he's guilty.
Actually get called this slur. And you do not just throw it around. It's impossibly immature and reckless and sets such a shitty precedent to everyone.
It's really bad.
Shame on you, man.
It's really bad. I will admit.
In your stream you did.
It's really bad. But guess what's worse? False grooming accusations and peddling that for years.
You slagged off a lot of my pals. Come on, mate. I mean, my friends are all idiots, but they have bloody good hearts.
Imagine the actual victims out there who were actual victims of groomers who are upset about this constant joke being made at their expense.
However, with your group, I cannot believe how the George stuff from a year ago went down. I cannot believe the response to it online. It's disgusting. It's sexist, man. And you...
Okay, so now, at this point now, you're evoking George. Now you're bringing up what happened with George. This is the video about Dream. Now you're bringing in what happened with George into this. And this right here is one of the biggest problems, because that whole thing with Katie just stirred the pot even more in their friend group. It gave them a reason to hate Dream again. And when in all reality, if we examine that situation, man, oh my gosh, that is probably a whole other video. Y'all don't want to hear my opinion on that. I mean, I already gave it. I gave it on X. People dragged me for it. I'm at the point now where I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. And if I know that I'm being honest with how I feel and I'm saying things with my brain, then I can't be bothered. I can't sit here and be upset or even triggered by people responding to me angrily because I'm giving my honest opinion on things. I can't.
You and your friends' references and the way you talk about women behind the scenes has been so sexist too. Shame on you guys. Now, mate, talk about me and you.
Okay, here we go.
You've basically spent the past day calling me a dickhead.
Yeah.
And look, pal, I have made mistakes.
Okay.
And I'm going to make loads more.
Oh,
but the difference is I give a shit.
Okay.
I'm trying. I'm putting in effort and I really care.
Then where is the part where you just said I made loads of mistakes? Acknowledge the mistakes. What are examples, Tommy, of things that you have done or said that were mistakes? Because this is a very big part. It's a very big part. If that is something that we can at least get all the boys to admit to, at least get all the boys to admit to their own faults and actually like look back at their own shit, their heaping pile of shit behind them, then maybe potentially we can get an actual decent resolution.
And I take responsibility when I've fucked up.
Okay.
Dream. Dream. 4 years ago, you were awful to me.
Oh,
When I was
Lord.
16, you gave me YouTube advice, and you held that over my head for years. You didn't treat me like an equal, and you made me feel small.
Wow.
The Dream SMP, a lot of your success just wouldn't have happened without me. Streaming every single night on the server.
Wow. I can't believe this. What a crazy way to rewrite history. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to need some examples. I'm going to need something. Tommy, we need more. Are you talking about the Dream SMP? Are you talking about the way Dream treated you on the server? Are we talking about that? Because I thought that that was acting. Like this whole time, I thought the beef between the Green Man and you on the server was all acting and part of the show. Okay? If there are behind the scenes conversations, behind the scenes messages, something of some form of evidence that you can release to show that Dream was being so terrible towards you 4 years ago, I would love to fucking see it. We would love to see it, Tommy. We would love to see it. Where is it? Please reproduce this. Because honestly, at this point now, I'm really truly believing that he is audience captured as fuck. Like I do believe that. I'm starting to get there now. Because he, like, what is this? What is this actually? We're talking about millions and millions of dollars, y'all. Millions and millions of dollars. And I'm not saying that the Dream SMP wasn't what it was without Tommy. Tommy's a huge portion of it. Arguably the main character outside of like Dream himself. Like Tommy was a huge part of the Dream SMP. They're right. The Dream SMP would not be what it was without Tommy's acting skills, his coordination, his consistency, everything that he brought to the table. We're not going to sit here and knock that. But you are vastly downplaying what Dream contributed to the entire thing right now. You are vastly downplaying it, dude. And it's easy for you to say this 5 years after the fact. But the truth of the matter is that this video, the next video, the video after that, the video after that, people are always going to associate you with Dream. That's a fact. And I am unfortunately part of that realm too. We're part of that realm. They're always going to associate you with Dream and the Dream SMP and what you did on that in that project. And guess what? His name is on the front of that. His name, his brand, his image, everything. Hey, if you want to come from my neck of the comments, tell me where I am wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Caring about everything as much as I did. And you made me feel small about that. And I was a kid. Shame on you, man. And you knew what you were doing. Because I've watched you do it to other people too. And if you didn't, and that was just an accident, then fucking hell, man.
Okay.
You called me a promoter of all my other projects I do in your Reddit post too. Yeah, man, are you stupid? Of course I promote all this stuff.
Okay.
But the difference between me and you is I actually give a shit.
What is that?
Effort.
What does that mean? Wait, what does that even mean? Where are we at? What does that even mean? You put effort. Dream doesn't put effort into his projects? What is he talking about? At least I will give Tommy this. At least he's admitting that he used the clout of this situation to promote his projects. At least he's admitting to that. And I like that, honestly. I feel like that's very, well, it's honest, really. It shows character that he would at least admit to that. At the very least.
Absolute best into all these new things. I'm going to talk about my brilliant podcast because I'm really proud of it.
Okay.
Or the book I spent months writing. Or comedy. I mean, mate, I've ditched the internet for a year to do the rounds in tiny pubs, to do the stand-up comedy circuit the legitimate way because of people like you. People who have ruined this space.
People who have ruined the space. Ruined the space. That whole Minecraft resurgence 5 years ago, all that was ruining the space, y'all. Do you guys, at what point does Tommy's words come off as an insult to his own fans and his own people who support him? Like at what point are we supposed to sit here and just accept that this whole time Tommy has been building vitriol towards Dream. He's been building hate towards Dream because Dream was terrible towards him for the last 5 years or 4 years ago. He said 4 years ago, Dream was terrible towards him. Like, there's this level. There's just something that feels very dishonest about this. Like, he was accepting the money from everything. He was accepting the idea of being a Dream SMP member. Before the allegations, before everything went sour between the Brighton group and Dream's group and everything, before all that happened, everyone was cool. At least on the surface. And meanwhile, all this is happening. My thing is, how can I trust anything that any of these motherfuckers have to say ever again? Like, how can I look at them and see them smiling in a video and see them on stream interacting with other creators and smiling and stuff when, like, I know that they could be behaving that way, all the reality, there's all this falling out in the background. Like, meanwhile, you absolutely despise this manipulative, terrible person that's ruining the space. Bro, you promoted this person. You promoted this person to us. We watched your content and you promoted this green guy. Okay? So at what point do you deserve the responsibility for peddling him to your fans? If you knew that he was like this mask off behind the scenes, at what point do you get killed on the internet for supporting him and bringing him to the masses? Like, this is, we're getting so freaking stupid here. Like, for him to sit here and say this to us is for us to all just be in a coma during for the last 4 years, for all of us to just, we just dreamed everything. Like, we're all just completely stupid. We can still go back on your channel and find your most viewed videos. We can still do it. We can still watch the videos over again. Like, I swear he's either he was lying to us back then, or he's lying to us now. I'm trying my best to be. I'm trying my best. I really am. Like, I swear, I am trying my best. But like, he's losing like any kind of level of charity from me in this conversation now. To call Dream terrible for the overall space and to be using this terminology towards him, like he is truly the villain of he's the villain character from the Dream SMP, is actually ridiculous. Like, it's actually ridiculous.
I'm not just selling USB baby photos or lazily designed merchandise, all right?
Making fun of his, once again, making fun of his products. And it's like, there is a level of criticism there. Was the baby photos things weird? To me, I'm not buying that shit. I'm being real, Dream. I'm not buying it. I was not going to buy that. I find that weird. But there were some fans that did enjoy that product and they bought it and they wanted that from him. For you to now sit there and now be like, well, it's actually just crappy and he didn't give a shit about it when he released it. I don't know. I feel like that's an unfair criticism. You don't know that. If you think your products are so much better, that's one thing to criticize him for. But you lumped in these criticisms in with the grooming allegations.
I'm doing the best with what I have. I'm nearly the age you were when you met me, and if I acted the way you did to a 16-year-old who looks up to you, I'd be so ashamed of myself, man. Now, finally, Dream, mate. You harassed my mum as she was going through a divorce.
Oh my gosh.
The worst time of her life.
Harassed. Okay. You know, that's a really, really strong accusation. It's very, very strong. The other thing, too, is that because of the private nature of something like that, it makes you, it makes the audience feel guilty for wanting to see some evidence of this, right? But that is a really strong claim to make against someone. one call, two calls, or text, or one or two texts here or there, I don't consider that harassment. However, it's the content of the messages that matters. It's the content of the calls. It's how frequent they were. And it's like we don't have any of that. We don't have anything. Is he gonna tell us? Let's wait.
You tried to harm the relationship between me and my mum. And if we weren't best friends, with the shit that you were saying, you probably could have really harmed that, mate. You are like a proper movie. Shit that you were saying to harm the relationship between me and my mum. And if we weren't best friends, with the shit that you were saying, you probably could have really harmed that, mate.
Okay, so okay. So just hear what he just said. All right. I'm really pouring over everything he said, and I'm with a fine-tooth comb here. A fine-tooth comb because I care, right? Listen to what he just said. He said, We we were best friends. If we weren't best friends, you could have caused harm. Dude, my best friends know my mother. My best friends can reach out to my mom if they really wanted to. My best friends were around my mom. Like I had them over at my house late at night. Okay, my best friends can know where my mom is. Like they can probably go reach out to her. Like that's not weird. That's not weird. That's not harassment. That's not harassment if my friends text my mom like by itself. Like I said, we don't have the content. He's not providing it. He's not giving us examples. So now as his audience, let's say you are, and I'm going to try to role play as one of y'all. Let's say you're about 17, 18 and you're a Tommyinnit fan, right? You were watching all this when you were 14, 13, right? All the Dream SMP stuff. And now you're 18 years old. You watched all this happen. Your brain will go cuckoo from this video. Your brain will go bananas. Okay? If you were an actual Tommyinnit fan and you've been following him the last couple of years and you're worried about him and you care about him, Dream is now villain number one from this video. If I'm an 18-year-old kid or 17 or something, or if I'm like younger than that, my brain can't process the deep levels of what he is actually saying underneath the surface here. I'm not able to conceptualize that. So I don't have the framework to even start to even to decipher this the proper way, to even have, you know, a good understanding of who Dream is and why he might have been reaching out to his mom. Dude, there were jokes that Tommy was making in some of the Dream SMP videos that actually had me concerned. And I voiced that concern during the reactions. You guys can go back. You can find my videos. He made self-deprecating jokes of jokes about suicide. Okay? And he's so young. He's so young. I was worried about him. Okay? As a best friend, to me, that's something to warrant texting their mom for. Okay? I know my best friend, he was in a situation. I reached out to his mom. Okay? It wasn't harassment. It was normal. Like,
You are like a proper movie villain. I have watched you take advantage of vulnerable people and use them to benefit yourself.
example, 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 please. Please. Please.
I've watched you lie to fans, to me, to people, and take no responsibility afterwards.
Real talk, you know what? Where's your video on Wilbur? Is it because Dream has more clout? You watched a lot of things happen, Tommy. Where was your responsibility? It can't go both ways. It can't go both ways. You can't sit here out of one side of your mouth, be like, well, I watched as this happened. I did this and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, also say, well, we were best friends, so there was no harm. Or if we weren't best friends, there would have been harm. You just admitted that he was your best friend. So you were best friends with a manipulative, evil, terrible creator that's ruining the content creator space. You were promoting him. He's on your channel. Delete every video with Dream. Delete every video with Dream. Do it. Delete them all. Delete all the views. You can do it. I know you can afford to do it. You don't care. Like, private every video with Dream.
You are incapable of taking any criticism.
Private everything from the Dream SMP.
You refuse to change anything about yourself. You reframe everything so that you are the victim.
All I'm saying is that when I was sorry for something, when I come out and take responsibility for things that I have done online, which has happened a few times, okay, it's a full reformation. It's a full I try to do my diligence. I go and seek out the criticism, and I try to make changes where I can. I literally make changes. Like, if you're not doing that, then what's the point? What is the point? This was for views, bro. This was for views. Okay? And to me, in my honest opinion, this is not beyond a call. None of this is beyond a call. None of this is beyond resolution. Believe it or not, I truly believe that. None of this is beyond resolution.
4 years have gone by, and the rest of us have grown.
Sorry, a positive resolution. This will be resolved regardless. Like, no matter what, will be resolved. But I mean, one that is wholesome for the Dream SMP community. One that can actually help your fandom. Because right now, this is not helping. This is hurting us all.
Reflected, really tried to better ourselves and learn after going through that
just makes us
incredibly
all look
overwhelming
bad.
experience together. And you've reverted to saying slurs and punching down. It's not just...
How is Dream punching down? How is Dream punching down? Like, now I feel like now we're really just using terminology without even knowing the meaning of it. How is Dream punching down in this scenario? Oh, because he made fun of the part of your fan base that has been harassing him and been peddling the rumor allegations. I guess.
It's not just me that feels like this about you either. Most YouTubers do.
All right.
I'm just very loud about
examples. And it's true. You're right. There's a large amount of YouTubers now that hate Dream. Good job. Congratulations. You did it. Congrats. You're part of the wave. You're part of the mass. You're part of the group. Good job. You're part of the sheeple. Good job. You did it. You were part of the character assassination. You were helpful towards it. You basically, propelled the false accusations to an innocent young man. So good job.
it.
Real talk, if Dream took his life, none of y'all would even give 2 fucks.
I really hope you're not a genuine bad person with a bad heart. But mate, you need to get off the internet now. Go and get...
You should take your own advice, Tommy. I'm sorry, bro. You should take your own advice. You said yourself that you have not been happy. Okay? You said that yourself.
Get some therapy. Spend some time around your loved ones. Go on a walk. Look after yourself. You being an arsehole right now doesn't mean you will be one forever. But fucking hell, man. With great power comes great responsibility. And you just don't ever seem to take responsibility for your actions.
Okay. All right.
Figure your shit out, man. Because how you behave right now is just not going to cut it. Right. Yeah, as I said, I am going on tour, doing my comedy to Australia, the USA, and the UK. So if you want to see me in person making you laugh and giving you some relief from all of this bullshit, then go to Tommyinnit.com. I promise you, it's better than all this shit. I also do have a new, very funny book coming out, which seems more appropriate than ever right now.
Pretty unserious. It's pretty unserious. I mean, like I said already, if there's anything to criticize Tommy for, it's the fact that behind the scenes, he knew he felt this way about this creator, and he didn't let anyone know. And if he did it in a way that was so subversive that Dream was able to keep his clout for 2 more years beyond that. Like, Dream was exploding during that time, and he was able to keep that wave for even longer because Tommy did nothing. Tommy sat back, watched, count his dollars, saw the numbers, saw everything rolling in, and now that we're at a point where Dream has basically lost a large chunk of his audience, lost majority of the creators that want to support him, lost so many different things, here comes Tommy with the final blow to try to take him out, the final kill shot at the very end. And honestly, I truly feel like this is so deceptive, disingenuous, and hard to watch. It's hard to watch because I love these boys, man. Not in a way of like, obviously, like I know them in real life, but in a parasocial way, in a way as someone who's been watching these guys interact with each other and was literally smiling from ear to ear, watching them have fun. As a fan, this is one of the worst things I could possibly see. It really is. It makes me sick. This is so fucking sad.
Writing this, and it's not shit. So check that out. And me and Jack have an amazing new podcast, Shut Up, I'm Talking, which you can check out.
Maybe I will.
Right.
Maybe I will. Potentially I will. Well, that was Tommyinnit's response to Dream tweeting out the R slur towards his fans. Yeah, I really don't have much else to say. Everything I pretty much said already. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in Tommy. And obviously you guys can see, even with the Tubbo video, 2-hour video, I didn't say anything messed up about these kids because I really do respect them as creators. And I can reframe like how they are seeing it, and I can do it the best way. And I don't know if they can do that for Dream's side. I don't even think they attempted it. I don't think they attempted it. And it hurts to watch this happen. It hurts. It really does, because I already see what's happening. Everyone's turning their back on this guy who is really responsible for starting another wave in Minecraft, a large wave in Minecraft, and is part of the reason why we know so many of these creators. He is part of the reason why so many people got, support. He, like, it's just insane to see him get cannibalized like this. I do think that there is room for a call between Tubbo, Tommy, and Dream, and I think it would be helpful. But that's just me being really hopeful, I think, for the future, and being very wishful, because realistically, after everything that's being said, especially in this video, I don't know if there's any real coming back, man. Gosh. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I know that it will be heated. No one likes to see Tommyinnit being critiqued. Nor do I. I don't want to do this. But I dislike a lot of what he said in this video. I did. Tommy, if you want to hear me out and watch this video, that'd be great. I urge you to get in a call with Dream and Tubbo to try to hear them out, to try to reframe his side, to try to steelman it for a second, to understand how he may feel in this situation. Don't look at your audience. Don't look at the people who hate Dream. Don't look at the people in Brighton. Don't look at the friend group. Don't look at Tubbo. Just take a second to close your eyes and try to imagine how this man might be feeling in the background. Okay? Just try. Because it might be difficult, but you turning around and saying, you know what? This is my best friend. We have memories together. He made mistakes. As long as he's willing to own up to that, I will embrace him again. Something like that would be so powerful for the internet. It would be so powerful for our fan bases. It would be incredible for the community. It would literally be incredible. But that's all I gotta say. Y'all let me know. Hit the like button, I guess, if you enjoyed. I will see everyone in the next video, which should be a response from Dream to this video. Peace.